I've had my hands on more SUVs than I can count, and most of them look sweet until you pop the hood and see the truth. The 2025 Lexus RX 350? That's one you don't just take for a test drive. You size it up like a mechanic, because what's hiding under all that leather and tech might surprise you. Hello everyone, this is your name from iShow Autos. It's time to hop in the front seat because today I'm giving you the no BS verdict on whether this thing's worth dropping 50 grand on, or if you're better off hunting something else that'll treat your wallet and your sanity a little better down the road. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below. The subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This isn't necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up and let's get back to the video. I rolled a 2025 Lexus RX 350 into my bay last week, and the first thing I listened for was the door thud. Solid, tight, no tinny echo. Panel gaps are even, underbody shields are secure, and the fasteners look coated like someone actually planned for weather. This redesign still looks clean in person, and the one I'm looking at wears that understated Lexus style. No screaming for attention, just quiet confidence. Here's where the value conversation starts. Base RX 350 kicks off around $49,000. That's BMW X5 and Mercedes GLE money, so you're not getting a bargain bin luxury SUV. Spec it up to the premium trim and you're pushing $54,000. Go full luxury trim with all the toys and you're flirting with $58,000 to $60,000 territory. That's real money, and you deserve to know if Lexus is giving you real value for it. Inside, Lexus knows its craft. The standard 9.8-inch touchscreen runs wireless CarPlay and Android Auto without a fight. The 12.3-inch digital cluster is crisp enough to read in full sun. Materials are upscale where your hands live, seats feel cushy, and the cabin stays quiet at highway speeds. This isn't fake luxury with cheap plastics hiding under the first layer. This is the kind of interior that'll look good well past 100,000 miles, and that matters when you're calculating long-term value. Ride quality stays calm, cabin noise stays low, and the steering leans light, which daily drivers appreciate, even if weekend carvers might want more feedback. Space is fine for most families, though rivals like the X5 offer more legroom and cargo space. Safety gear comes loaded with Lexus Safety System 3.0, and RX models have scored well in crash testing. First impression verdict? This feels like luxury done with restraint. Now let's see if what's under the hood backs up that price tag. Pop the hood on the RX 350 and you'll find a 2.4-liter turbocharged four-cylinder making 275 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. It's tied to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and you can get it in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. For most folks shopping this segment, that power's plenty. 0 to 60 happens in about 7.2 seconds, which won't snap your head back, but it's quick enough for highway merges and passing slower traffic without drama. Here's the thing, though. This is a downsized Turbo 4 replacing what used to be a naturally aspirated V6 in older RX models. Lexus made this switch to hit fuel economy targets, and it works. You're looking at 22 city and 29 highway with front-wheel drive, or 21 city and 28 highway with all-wheel drive. That's competitive with rivals, and better than the old V6 ever managed. But there's a trade-off. Turbo 4s can be more maintenance-sensitive than naturally aspirated engines. You've got turbo seals, intercooler plumbing, and more heat to manage. Now, to Lexus's credit, they've been running Turbo 4s in other models for years without major issues, and their track record for reliability is strong. I've seen plenty of turbocharged Lexus engines cross 150,000 miles without needing more than oil changes and regular maintenance, but it's something to keep in mind if you're planning to keep this thing for 10 years. The 8-speed automatic is smooth and mostly stays out of your way. It's not the quickest shifting transmission in the segment, but it's predictable and reliable. I've seen these transmissions hold up well over time, and fluid changes are straightforward. That's important when you're thinking about long-term ownership costs. From a performance standpoint, the RX 350 isn't pretending to be a sports SUV.
It's tuned for comfort and efficiency, not lap times. If you want something with more punch, Lexus offers the RX 500h F-Sport Performance with 366 horsepower, but you're paying an extra $15,000 to $20,000 for that privilege. For most buyers, the standard RX 350 delivers plenty of performance for daily driving without the premium price tag. You know that feeling when you slide into an old recliner that just fits your shape no matter how many miles are on it? That's the vibe the RX 350 gives when you're rolling down the road. Lexus tuned this thing for comfort first, and you can tell. Smooth over potholes, calm on rough back roads, and planted on the interstate. This isn't a vehicle that's going to wear you out after a long day of driving. The steering stays light, almost too polite if you're hunting corners, but for daily driving, it's like power steering on a well-oiled tractor, easy and predictable. The suspension soaks up bumps without feeling floaty, and body roll is controlled without being harsh. This is a vehicle that makes sense for commuters, families running errands, and road trippers who value comfort over sport. Brakes are solid across the lineup. Nothing fancy, but they stop the vehicle predictably and without drama. Pedal feel is natural, and there's enough bite to haul down this 4,400-pound SUV without any panic moments. That's exactly what you want in a family vehicle. Visibility is decent for the segment. The A-pillars are thick, which is common in modern vehicles for crash protection, but the windows are large enough that you're not driving blind. The standard backup camera helps in tight parking situations, and if you spring for the 360-degree camera system on higher trims, you'll avoid curb rash and tight squeezes without stress. Where the RX 350 earns its value is how it feels after the first 50,000 miles. I've seen older RX models with 6 figures on the odometer still ride smooth, don't rattle, and feel tight. That's the kind of long-term quality that justifies paying luxury prices up front. You're not buying a vehicle that'll feel worn out in 5 years. You're buying something that'll still feel solid in 10. Bottom line from the driver's seat, this is a cruiser's ride. It'll eat highway miles without wearing you out, soak up city bumps without complaint, and keep passengers happy. If you want sharp handling, the RX 350 isn't gunning for that crown. But if you want comfort that lasts, it's sitting pretty high on the list. Climbing into the RX 350 feels like stepping into a well-organized workspace where everything's in its place. The dash is clean, buttons fall right under your fingers, and the materials feel upscale without being fragile. Lexus has a reputation for building interiors that age gracefully, and this one's no different. Seats are where Lexus earns its keep. They've got that firm yet plush feel that holds up over time, not the soft foam that breaks down after a few summers. Even the base cloth seats are comfortable, and if you step up to the leather in premium or luxury trims, you're getting material worth bragging about. Heated and ventilated front seats are available, and they work quickly without feeling like you're sitting on a heating pad. Little touches make living with it easy. Heated steering wheel, wireless phone charger, hands-free power liftgate. These aren't groundbreaking features, but they're the things you use every day. The tech works without fighting you. Wireless CarPlay connects quickly, the touchscreen responds without lag, and the voice commands actually understand what you're saying most of the time. Now let's talk space, because this matters for families. Up front, you've got plenty of stretch-out room. Rear passengers get 37.4 inches of legroom, which is decent but not class-leading. If you're regularly hauling tall teenagers or adults in the back seat, they'll fit, but rivals like the BMW X5 and Acura MDX offer a bit more breathing room. For most families with younger kids or occasional adult passengers, it's fine. Cargo space is 29.6 cubic feet behind the rear seats. That's enough for a week's groceries, golf clubs, or a couple of big suitcases. Drop the rear seats and you've got 46.2 cubic feet to work with. Not barn-sized, but enough for most family needs. The load floor is flat, the lift gate opens wide, and the low load height makes it easy to slide in heavier stuff without wrenching your back. That's a detail you appreciate after a few years of ownership. Where the RX 350 earns its value is how this interior holds up over time. I've seen RX models with 150,000 miles that still have tight door panels, buttons that click cleanly, and leather that isn't cracked or peeling. That's the kind of durability that saves you money down the road because you're not replacing worn-out interior parts or dealing with mystery rattles. When it comes to keeping you safe, the RX 350 is loaded with tech that actually works. Every 2025 RX comes with Lexus Safety System 3.0, which includes automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, road sign recognition, adaptive cruise control with lane tracing, and curve speed management. That's a full suite of active safety features standard, not optional add-ons you pay extra for. Crash test scores back it up. The RX earns 5 stars overall from NHTSA with strong side impact protection and solid frontal ratings. The IHSS gave the previous generation RX a Top Safety Plus rating, and the 2025 model carries over the same safety structure.